looking at?
You see?
Yeah. Boat.
Hello. So yesterday I left off with me sanding one side of each door, and I wanted to grab a blanket or something from home, but I was just tired and I didn't want to do any more. So here we are today. I got some foam, laid it down. This should protect the side I just sanded, and I'll side the back sides of both doors. Here's the foam. Nothing special. Just the stuff that was separating the siding material. I was talking a little bit about the rabbiting bit that I would need to rabbet out right here for the glass. It turns out that a bit that will take a 3/4 inch rabbet out isn't too expensive, so it was about 30 bucks. So I ordered one, and that should be here in a couple days, and I'll just use that to make my 3/4 inch rabbet all the way around. I don't know, I'll probably make it about 3/4 inches deep, so I'll have to probably make a couple passes, and then I'll just have to square out the corners because it'll just be left rounded. So that'll make that easy. And then, yeah, I was thinking of just I guess a chamfer bit. I was calling it a bevel, but I'll go around these edges and put a bevel or a chamfer, whatever you want to call it. I want to test it on the prototype block I made. I'll just kind of fit it together, and I'll run this bit in there, and then I'll take the chisels and see if I can clean it out to make it look nice, or if this is a bad idea. After I sand the doors and I test out the chamfer bit, I was thinking, you know, it's kind of rainy today, and it actually snowed a little bit this morning. You wouldn't know it now. It's like super bright and sunny out there. Ooh. But it's actually raining right now. I don't know if you can hear it. You probably can't because I got this mic on. Now we're all dark. There we go. Okay. I'll sand up the doors, test out the bit. After I do that, then I might go over to the house and try giving a start to the air barrier. And I think I'll just hop up there and just start seeing how my idea is going to work. Before I get too far, I might as well tell you what I'm doing. I finished sanding the doors, and then next I was testing out this this chamfer bit. I keep calling it a bevel, but does it really matter? As long as you know what I mean. The chamfer, I did a small one at first. I don't know, if it looks too small, it's like, yeah. So I did like a medium one. I don't know, too small, might as well not even do it. So I did a medium, and then I finished with the big one, so I kind of, all you see is the big one now. I don't know, I did a couple of different things. I see if you can see this. I did it like that and left it rounded, and then over here, I'll show you a close-up. I used a chisel and kind of squared out this this curve, because I don't know, it just looks a little cheesy to just kind of route out the center and just leave it like that. Maybe just because I used to work at the door factory where we would make, you know, a cut on the face of this and cut all the way down so that you would get a nice 45 profile of whatever this was, be it a bevel or OG or a round or whatever. But I don't know, I just don't want to leave it like that. And I wasn't really happy with how this turned out. That'll look kind of junky too, so I think I'm just going to do just a small 1/8 inch round over. And do that on the inside and just kind of hand sand it. And that just will break the edge nicely, but keep it relatively square looking. And I'm just not even going to do any of those chamfers on the insides. It's just going to be square with a small round over. The molding I make will just have that small 1/8 inch round over as well. So the whole inside will just have 1/8 inch round overs. It's just a nice classic look. The other thing that I keep forgetting is this. It's the final structural element. 3/4 inch maple dowels, hole in each corner, and pound a dowel in. And I'll cut them a little long, because I thought maybe I'll let these stick out proud, just, to give it a little nice look. But even flush it'll look nice too. I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'll come back and figure out exactly how I'm gonna drill the holes in the door. This is a little unruly. I've got another drill around here somewhere. I gotta find it. And I don't have a drill press, but I have a Shopsmith that turns into kind of a drill press. It's basically a drill press, but it's kind of buried in stuff. And if I can do it by hand, then I'll just do it by hand. That'll be easier. So I'll do that when I get back. Not a whole lot done today, but not a whole lot done here, but a lot of stuff on the computer. We'll go over on the house and get that clean and all ready for tomorrow, because right now it's a total mess. First, I just wanted to talk about the last few things that I was doing today in here, and that was this 3/4 inch drill bit I have here. It's got the point with the curls on it. Let's see. Here. Well, yeah. This will not work with maple. It gets stuck in there and then fouls up the machine, really pisses it off. So what I need instead is a Forstner bit. And that would look like this. And this type of bit will just, instead of pulling itself through the wood, this will just cut it out as it goes. I did end up getting out this Shopsmith because I would hate to spend this much time on doors and just screw it up with the drill. And I couldn't really find the other drill. It must be back at the house. I don't know. Oh, it's right here. Anyways, I pretend I didn't see that, because I'd rather do it with a Forstner bit anyways. When I tried it with that big red drill, it's just wonky. And these are too nice of doors to just drill it by hand. Shopsmith it is, but with a Forstner bit. But I don't have the right size, so I have to order that one. Or actually, I'm going to pick it up at the local store when I pick up the maple threshold. Thinking about the design of these doors and the design of the house overall, leaving them straight, square, simple, like this, and finished, in a natural, just putting a clear coat on them, basically, I think will do the most honor to the overall design of the house. And that's because the idea of the house is basically function above all else, pretty much. And we picked a very simple design based on the fact that a cube is the most efficient shape you could build with in terms of materials, the efficiency of the volume of air. It's going to be a lot easier, cost-effective to heat a cube versus, say, like a long linear building, or worse, like one that's got several wings to it. Going to be quite a bit, the same square feet in a shape that's, say, like an H versus just a square, you're going to spend a lot more BTUs per hour to heat that H than that cube. So anyways, kind of going back to, this house, we may be spending a lot of money on materials, certain materials, not on, materials that function, that enable the house to be a high performance home. We don't necessarily want this to be an extravagant house by any means. So having these very simple doors right up front that greet you will kind of hammer home that simplicity. Just the choice, the just simple maple with nice, even, the maple handles. It'll just signify using the materials without trying to show off, if that makes any sense. Long story short, even if I had the shop with the big shapers and everything and built these doors just how they used to, I still would probably opt for just this very simple design. I think it's just a simple, timeless, and for all the reasons I just said. Anyways, speaking of the doors, I also ordered the glass earlier. I'm going to be doing a 3/4 inch rabbet all the way around, and so that adds 1.5 inches to this each measurement. I took off 1/2 inch in each direction so that I can have a 1/4 inch all the way around gap between the glass and the wood. On the bottom I may have a 1/4 inch spacer or something just to keep it centered. But yeah, and then I'll silicone all the way around on both sides, and I got 3/16 inch tempered glass, and with tax it was a little over $300, which is a little bit more than I was thinking, but I think it's the tempered it makes it like twice as much. But anyways, I'll have to make some 3/4 inch by about 1/2 inch or so, like 9/16 molding. But I'll do that once I have the glass. So I'll finish this. I'll route this out and put the detail and put the dowels in and get it all final sanded, and then I'll finish it and I'll trim the molding down so that I'm thinking I'm just going to do square molding and just be flush, with this face. And so once I have the glass and I put it in and I can see exactly how thick the molding needs to be, then I'll rip it down and then I'll finish the molding, and then I'll install it once it's finished. That way I don't ever have to tape the glass or deal with any of that. Most everything. Oh, at some point I got to make the handles. That'll be fun. But I should get the jamb built first before I use up any material, because I've got this stuff here. So I think that's 4 9-footers, and then I've got one 12-foot 1x8 coming, and that'll be enough for the bottom threshold and the top. And so the sides I'll have to either tongue and groove them or biscuit joint them, depending on what the materials I have at that point. Because I've also got to rip down like 1x2 to go all the way around the jamb. Lots of stuff. But to end today, I'm just going to go over and clean the house because it's a mess from all the attic access stuff. With it being, and cleaning it so that it'll be easier to get up into the attic and put in the air barrier. Since I got the can lights in the other day, I can do at least half the roof. I want to go ahead and get in and get started on that because that's going to be an exhausting job. The sooner I can start knocking that out, the better.